Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another apartment renovation. Today I am renovating Pinecrest Apartments number 404 in Evergreen Harbor, and this is another apartment inspired by the new expansion pack, but this time it's not for a family. It's actually inspired by some of the more like travel-oriented items we got with growing together. There are some suitcase shelves, and there's obviously a suitcase that your Sims can actually use for stayovers. And a few other items as well. We got a couple of like posters for different worlds. I think there's one for Strangerville, Forgotten Hollow, Mount Komorebi, and I want to say Windenburg is the last one. So I wanted to use a lot of those items and kind of have this eclectic home base for a world traveler. So that is what we're doing here today. I started by grabbing the new couch just because it's so nice and it looks really worn, but also colorful, and like we could mix a lot of different styles together in here. And I ended up using a lot of items from both Jungle Adventure and Snowy Escape, as they are some of the more different worlds we have in The Sims 4, since so much of The Sims 4 is like American suburbia. So I wanted to grab a lot of those because I was imagining the Sim is traveling a lot between all of the different worlds in The Sims 4, and I wanted to represent that. And I think having like an apartment home base makes sense, so you don't have as much of an expense if you're traveling all the time. Instead of having a mortgage, you have like a smaller apartment, although this one's kind of spacious. It technically has 2 bedrooms. I decorate one of them as an office, but it is still a 2-bedroom apartment. So you can see I got those suitcase shelves over there. I loved pairing this couch with this more boho one from high school years. The pillows and stuff are just so vibrant, and it was a really fun one to do. I really enjoyed this one. I did build this over on Twitch first. If you didn't know, I do stream over on twitch.tv/Miss Gryphi about 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And it's always a lot of fun. So you might recognize this if you were there yesterday, actually. But if you're interested in joining us in the future, please do. I'd love to have you. It's really fun to just like come up with ideas together and chit chat while we build something in The Sims. Or play The Sims, because I've been doing some gameplay over there as well recently, which has been so much fun with the new pack. I have a cute little family that lives in San Myshuno, and they just had an infant, and it's been a struggle, but it's also been really fun as well. So anyway, decorating this little shelf I put behind the couch. It's actually 2 cabinets from the Jungle Adventure pack. I just placed them down there because I thought that that would be a good level for a shelf behind the couch, and I put a few pieces of clutter there. I'm also trying to add like a variety of like decorative things as well as some plants and really fill in the space. I did try and get a lot of things that looked like they could be knickknacks or souvenirs that they picked up over time from their travels. So I have a few things from Snowy Escape. Later on in this build, I end up adding some snow globes because it didn't even occur to me. We have snow globes with City Living, and towards the end of the stream, somebody came in and was like, "Have you put snow globes yet?" And I was like, "No, I haven't. I hadn't even thought of it," but I thought that that was such a fun idea. So I did include some snow globes a little bit later, but we are working on the kitchen now, which is a very unique shape. I wanted to do something a little bit different because I have decorated this apartment a bunch of times, so it's always fun to try and come up with a different layout for it, and I think this one was kind of cool. Also, I didn't mention it yet, but we added a globe bar. I felt like that was the perfect item to add for this space. I mean, world traveler, globe bar, I don't know. I was really excited about it, but anyway, we're just figuring out which stove and stuff to put over here. I end up using this one from Snowy Escape, and we're gonna mess around with some of the colors and then just getting some cabinetry up here as well. I raised some up above this window just because I thought it added a little bit more detail and interest to the kitchen, even though it's not the most practical. I feel like that's where you're going to put the stuff that you don't actually reach for that often. So that is what I had in mind when I put that there. And then we're going to have a table and chairs in the kitchen. But first, changing the flooring. I was like, okay, I know I want the tile from Jungle Adventure. And then I was like, why didn't I use the wood flooring from Jungle Adventure? So I grabbed that. And I feel like it just really transformed the space and it looks so much better. There's this big sliding glass door in the kitchen space that leads to a balcony, which isn't really usable space in The Sims. So I just kind of tried to ignore it, and I put some curtains there and a table in front of it. So we should be putting the table here shortly. And actually, the new curtains that came with growing together fit this space perfectly. I was really excited about them. So I will be grabbing those here shortly. But first, I have this table, which is from, oh my goodness, this is from Cottage Living. And I thought it would be fun to have mismatched chairs at this. So we have a variety from all sorts of packs here. And I will change the colors a little bit later to just bring in a little bit more color in this space. But those are the chairs I ended up keeping. And of course, I had to get the cutting boards, which are going to move to the other wall. And I was really trying to make that shelf work there as well. Both of those things move over to this side of the kitchen, but I really like those items. I feel like the tiny living shelf for the kitchen just always works. It's such a cool, unique item that has so much personality on it, and I just think it's a really realistic item, all of that clutter in your space. And apologies about my voice, I keep losing it. But anyway, just decorating this counter, I grab a little plant over here, this little box, and I thought it could be a good spot to throw your phone and keys when you first walk in the door. There's not really a little table right when you walk in, but I feel like you'd probably use the kitchen counter for that. And then figuring out what swatch of these curtains I want to use. I end up going with the blue one in the end, but do you see how perfectly they fit that door? I was really happy about that. And then I just grabbed this really cute rug from Strangerville. And then I'm just swapping out some of these colors here to get a little bit more variety. I think it looks quite nice. And yeah, that's most of the kitchen. We're going to get a little bit more clutter, I think, and change out the lighting fixture. I decided to go with this one from Snowy Escape, and then we're back in the living room. I grabbed this really beautiful vase. I believe it's from the Courtyard Oasis kit. I thought that was a nice decor piece, and then this is when I'm starting to add all of the little snow globes around. We got a few different ones. I ended up with the, I think, City Living one there, which is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be Sand My Shoe Now, but not entirely sure. Also, while decorating this, we were thinking maybe the sim is an archaeologist, and that would be a fun idea. So the office space I turned into sort of an archaeology studio. So we have the archaeology table from Jungle Adventure, and I believe just like a bookcase and some decor in here. It's a pretty simple room, but you could definitely turn this into another bedroom or into an office with a computer. Like, there's a lot you could do with this space. I just thought the idea of having it as a archaeology room for this sim was really cute. So, and not an item I use very often, not like an idea I use very often. So definitely something different. And this is also a base game shelf I forget exists a lot. And I think it looks so nice in here. So I was happy with that. And then I was like, okay, we're going to use this tapestry, but I need to use it in a color I never use. And I opted for this orange one. It's just, there's like 2 swatches on this I regularly use. Everything else is so vibrant, and so I find it difficult to use, but I was happy with that. And then I thought these could be like articles about the Sims work. So that's what I put there. And then we're moving on into the bedroom. I will be changing this bed. I wanted to try and use this because it was one I didn't use that often, but I didn't end up keeping it in the end, unfortunately. But here I am trying to figure out some of these posters that came with growing together. I think they are so pretty, and like kind of pairing a few things together to represent the travels the sim has been on. I used the suitcases as the bedside table because I couldn't help myself. And then I was really trying to figure out what I wanted the rugs to be in here. I ended up stacking a couple. This one, which I'm going to change the swatch on a little bit later, and this other one, they're both from City Living. I think they're really nice, but they didn't end up fitting the vibe I had in here once I swap out the bed. Because I end up using a bed from high school years that has like this, I don't know, olive green swatch. I'm not sure if that's the right color to represent it. It's a very specific green though, and it doesn't match that rug at all. But I think it matches the vibe of the apartment way better. Here it is. I kind of like threw it out in the living room for a moment to see if it felt like it fit in that space, and it really did. So I decided to bring it here, and then I changed the swatch of the rug to be this white and gold one, which I thought was really pretty. I also got a couple of planters in here, and then we're just going to get another dresser and mirror and all of that. All your normal bedroom decor. There actually ends up being 2 mirrors in here because I thought it would look nice to have one above the dresser, but I also wanted to use the Jungle Adventure one because it's gorgeous, and any excuse to use it, I will take. So that's pretty much it for this bedroom. I believe I get a hamper over here, just a base game one that's not functional, so you don't have to worry about laundry, and a little bit of clutter on the bedside table. And I believe I put like 1 item on the dresser as well. I'm trying to remember what I put there. Oh, I put the seashell. So that'll be going on the dresser. And then over here, I put something else. The little froggy. I forgot about him. Yeah, that is from Jungle Adventure. It's like a collectible, and I think it's adorable. And then we are heading on into the bathroom. I think it's kind of odd. I didn't think to add anything else to the dresser in the bedroom, but apparently all I wanted was a seashell there. I think that's fine. Anyway, the bathroom. I really loved this sink from Jungle Adventure. It's not one I use that often because I'm not a huge fan of the blue glass bowl, but I thought it would be really nice in this space, and I paired it with a toilet from Snowy Escape and a shower tub combo from Parenthood. And the blue sink reeds in here are just really pretty. I was really happy with this bathroom. It's a little bit different, and that's exactly what I was going for. But that's pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already and you would like to see more. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.